Hello, beautiful Aquarius. How are you? This is Mary Ellen coming to you from Moonrise Cottage for your March 2018 Soul Tarot reading. I'm thrilled to be here. As always, I have a really wonderful reading queued up for you. I am using the Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck developed by the beautiful Caitlin Matthews, a wonderful individual. You can look her up online if you want more information. She has a huge body of work. Developed over a lifetime. Spirit's talking to me about her in the background. I have only one announcement this month. Yay! My website is up. It's moonrisecottagesoultarot.com. So you can go and check it out. I'd love to have your feedback. It's still a little bit under construction. Most of what is eventually going to be there is there. So going forward from here, if you want a personal reading of any kind, if you would like to have a soul tarot reading for yourself, or if you would like to have what I'm calling a love reading, a couples reading, any two people who want to know about their destiny, definitely check that out. There are options for distance healing. All those things can be discovered on the website. You can book your reading from there. You can choose your own time slot now. So my calendar is there. You'll be able to just go to the website, check all the options, click on the one that you want, book the reading given your preference. And all the readings, just a reminder, are booked in New York City time zone. So that's Eastern U.S. time zone. And you're going to get an email. When you book, you'll get a confirmation email. And the day before your reading, you're going to get a reminder. So I'm very excited about it. The website is shaping up very nicely. And I'm eager to share that with you. So again, it's moonrisecottagesoultarot.com. I have a wonderful reading queued up for you this month. To all the folks who are returning subscribers, welcome back. I'm, as always, really excited. I'm very, Spirit using a couple of words. I'm just filled with curiosity, I guess is what I'm trying to say, about the unfolding of your journey. It's incredibly beautiful. There is more discussion about this notion of emerging and evolving. And we're going to take a look this month and compare it with last month. So I'm changing it up a little bit to try to get my time frame for the videos down to a digestible length. My goal is 30 minutes. I'm going to toggle over and we're going to jump right in. I'm going to start with February. Okay, so let's take a look at the February reading and the cards. All right, so that notion of what is happening in February is quite a good, let's see, what's the word the Spirit's trying to get me to say? Spirit's talking about digesting, digesting the information. So let me just toggle. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with my software in the background. One moment. Oh my goodness. It's challenging sometimes to manage the software. I don't know what the holdup is. I can't get it to toggle. So let me just continue to do that and hope that we can go forward without a lot of silliness going on. There we go. I think I've got it. Sorry about that. I'm still learning. For those of you who don't know, I've been on YouTube for a year. So I'm pushing myself to grow my skill set. In the course of changing things up, it has presented a new challenge, but I think I've got it. All right, so sorry about that. Let's transition over and look at the the February reading. So if you are new to the channel, the readings build upon each other month to month. It's about your soul journey. You know, the answer to the question Spirit says about why am I here? What's my destiny? What's my purpose? And one of the answers that always comes through is that you are your purpose. Your purpose is to develop yourself okay, Spirit's talking about streamlining. I don't think that's the correct term. Basically, to build your awareness of your identity as a spirit being. As you transition, as we came out of the days of the solstice, we're going into a new, Spirit's saying a new realm. That's interesting. A new realm of existence. a new place for you to inhabit yourself and your life going forward, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter, okay? Your destiny, your purpose is the development of those things. So, February, there was a great transition, more emerging and evolving into the set point that you will need to unfold the destiny for 2018. So if we take a look at these cards, we see the center card that came out over the top, the Renewer of Devotion. The Renewer of Devotion is there to bring a transformation. If you look at the center row of cards, it is the card that is the second card to the right. Not sure how to say that yet. I'm going to show it to you. Hang on a sec. All right, there it is. This is the sacred cauldron of healing. Those are elderflowers. They've been used for many eons, Spirit says, I was going to say centuries, for healing, right? And the triple hooded figures, the triple goddess, the triple sacred brothers. There are a lot of indications in this card. This is a major arcana card. Right? This was the spirit message, the light, the theme of the reading in February. And if you take a look at those cards, clearly there was a deep soul journey. The card to the left of the Renewer of Devotion, this healing and transition, is the elopement of knowledge, coming into a place of sudden knowledge. And that is you. That is your aspect, Spirit calls it, underneath the Renewer of Devotion. The way the cards come out, when I put the cards down and lie them on the table, the Renewer of Devotion comes out on the top. What stands underneath that is the way in which your energy is aligned, given the theme of this reading. What's interesting to me is we see your unfolding and becoming able to wind the threads of your own destiny based on the inspiration that comes to you. And in that way, you are a warrior, the warrior of battle. And we can see in that card, behind that young gentleman with the sword, there is an image of a passage tomb, an image of the sun coming up on the solstice. That young man is able to provide what is needed. As he winds his destiny, he then goes on a soul journey. And in our human slumber, the soul rises up, passes through a portal, and with its back to the physical world, goes out into the universe. And you can't tell from that photograph, but what's above that figure's head in the background as he walks out into the mystery realm is the sacred cauldron that is depicted in the card just above it, which was the spirit theme that came out. So there was a lot of releasing, a lot of shift and change, and the spirit saying the ending of a cycle in order to prepare you to finish the journey of 2017. And the outcome card with the stag is there to help you understand that a lot of knowledge is being revealed to you. You have come across a long way. The stag indicates having stamina for a long journey. And we see the stag standing in the light of the morning sun, having crossed over the waters, morphing into a new form in order that you are able to take up the knowledge that is going to be revealed to you. And that's about what the reading is about this month. So it was the outcome last month, and here are the cards for March. Quite a significant difference. You have definitely stepped onto the path. The assimilation that was meant for last month, the finishing of that journey, coming out of the solstice transition and the shift and change, prepared you and finished what Spirit's saying is the last of the work that needed to be done to finish that part of your journey. And here in March, Spirit's talking with me about rounding out that journey and sort of putting a cap on it. And you have already stepped into the next phase. If you look at the beautiful theme from Spirit, the first card that comes out over the top of the reading. We see here it is a prophecy. Look at that. The Augury of Skill. Based on all the foundation that you have come into, you now have this beautiful male aspected energy. The transformation is complete, and you are ready to begin anew. A very new place, a prophecy about the type of skills that you're going to be developing in 2018. And Spirit's talking again about the end of the first part of this cycle for 2018, talking about the first 3 months. Sorry, there's just a lot of chatter coming through. So you finished that piece. Here in March, you will come to the end of that part of being set in this new place, ready to go forward. And so the first steps on this prophecy, this journey of developing new skill sets and being able to push them out into the world with this male-informed energy, very youthful, new place of being, open from the will center all the way through the heart chakra, Spirit says, and into the throat chakra. It's a very exciting message. Interestingly enough, the card to the left of that indicates you, how you stand inside that energy, under the light of that theme, is the renewer of devotion, which was the Spirit theme last month. I was very gratified to see this come out. I'm going to show you the card again. There it is. A major arcana card. So the Spirit theme message from last month has transitioned and deepened into your physical aspect. That's what Spirit is talking about. So more transition, more transformation, a deepening of your sacred journey. And that's the message that's coming out. If you haven't seen the messages from January and February, go check them out. And if you're new to the channel, these messages build upon each other. It's about a journey. You can take them as standalone messages. You will learn a lot about yourself and your progress and your soul destiny, and therefore your human destiny, Spirit says, if you take a look at some of the prior readings that are there. All right. So 2017 was quite a journey. And here in this year, having emerged from that journey, all the eclipses, Spirit is saying, all the portals, the cycles of the full moon, there was so much that happened in 2017 to prepare us for this journey that we're on. The first step is being in the aspect within yourself of the warrior, the king of battle. I love that it's the first step on the bottom row of cards. The king of battle was a mythical Spirit saying creature, that's interesting. Mythical individual who in the ancient lore lost his throne. He was in a battle and his hand was severed, and he had to step off the throne because he wasn't considered whole. And given the way the cards are coming out, this prophecy about a new skill set and deeper transformation and healing continuing, you are in the aspect in your human existence of the King of Battle. The King of Battle's journey was a very mystical one, led by the cycles of the moon, as has been coming out. It's going to be very important this year. So basically, the King of Battle, his story is that he lost his position. He then, one of his devotees, if you will, crafted for him a silver hand that allowed him to rise back to his position. In the days that followed, in the years that followed, a great mystical shift and change came over him, and eventually his hand, his human hand, regrew. And of course, that was a major transition for him. Something was severed, and it had to regrow, and that's the process that you're in. This is deeply about the mystical realm, again this month. Something about your journey is about to be returned to you, to its rightful place, so that you can become all that you are meant to be and travel more deeply into your identity. It's truly beautiful. The very next step, another warrior, a beautiful indication on this human walk. A lot of male energy in this reading, in every place except for the outcome card. And I promise I will get to that. The Spirit's pushing me. All right, so if you look at the center row of cards, that's the core of the reading. It's really beautiful. I will talk about it. But the outcome card is another prophecy. So we have two prophecies standing on the table together. The prophecy of skill, the augury, the beginning of skill, and the augury of art, the artful way of being alive, Spirit says, and being in human form. This is a very powerful reading. So, okay, sorry, Spirit's talking to me in the background. Circling back to what I was talking about with the King of Battle, who looks directly at this young warrior. This warrior stands on the table just below the beautiful transformative card of the renewer of devotion. Healing, shift, change. Clearly, in the month of March, you are coming back into yourself, not just transformed and renewed and deepened in your self-knowledge, but also with a new foundation, a new way of doing battle. And the King of Battle and this young warrior look directly at each other in this reading. That is very significant. That person in the background is the spirit realm, watching, guiding your progress. This young warrior has been renewed. He holds his personal power in his hands. There's a lot of passion, a lot of desire to go forward, clarity of intent, Spirit says, and strength. This is about coming through a rite of passage. It's really beautiful to understand the nature of this reading, Spirit says, in that way. So the first three cards that have come out, the augury of skill, the renewer of devotion, and the King of Battle, Spirit's telling me, setting the tone. And the King of Battle looking at this transformative moment where you come to a new foundation, having come through this rite of passage. And the very next card is a major arcana card. And so the outcome on your human walk is something really profound and beautiful. And it has everything to do with coming into yourself. On this new foundation for your human journey, the outcome of that is another major arcana. It is the Counselor of Truth. The Counselor of Truth is about having a touch point within you about self-validation and self-actualization. Reminding you, in a sense, that those things that illuminate your existence are truth and knowledge and being aligned with your true nature. It is about taking quiet moments. In the traditional tarot, that would be the beautiful Hermit. It's about going deep within in order to have the journey that you are meant to have into your own nature. And the next card on the left line, the center row on the far left, is the Judgment of Battle, sitting right above the King of Battle. This signifies having come through this rite of passage and going deeper into your self-knowledge and your self-validation, you come to a moment of rest where you are able to just stand in your place. And that's again the message for March, stand in your place. The young warrior in the Judgment of Battle looks directly into the sacred cauldron of healing, if you see the way these cards are aligned. And next to that, the augury, two prophecies. So as I go through these readings in 2018, I've decided to put the cards up so that you can see them aligned with each other. Pay attention to the columns, pay attention to the rows, and pay attention to the diagonal rise of the energy, Spirit says, from the bottom corners upward. So let's take a look at this card. There's the beautiful young warrior. It's a David and Goliath kind of story. He did battle with an evil king. That is the sacred hound, the unbeatable battle hound of the king. This young warrior was able to slay the hound and become victorious in battle. And he is weary. His clothing is tattered, but he is standing in a place of victory. And in that moment, he has the ability to rest and assimilate all that has come before. Okay, so that's why Spirit was talking to me about rounding off. Okay, 3 words are coming all at once. Capping off this section of the year in 2018, this first quarter of the year is finishing your journey and preparing you to go forward. And that's what this young man does. He has time to take care of himself and to assimilate where he stands now on this new foundation, having been victorious with the help of the renewer of devotion, the healing and transformation that has come to him, and the King of Battle that supports his journey. It's poetically, it's really beautiful. Continuing that theme, again, look at the left column of cards. King of Battle, supporting the judgment, the decision making about what you have been through and where you are going. And you are looking straight into the cauldron of healing and transformation. So we know that that continues this month. And above that beautiful young victorious warrior, we see Spirit saying the morphing is complete. That is the warrior of skill. So the entire left line, column rather, of these cards is about your warriorship, your sacred set point as a spiritual actor, and your development, and how the events here on this planet and what you go through reflects what is happening in the mystical realm, the spirit realm, heaven and earth. Spirit is talking about. Okay, Spirit saying in terms that we understand. So the beautiful warrior of skill, resting on this new foundation, stands in the mystical realm. His job, if you will, is to be impulsive. And what his journey is about, waiting for sacred impulse to come to him. He has the sustenance he needs. He holds his personal power in his hand, and he has this beautiful steed. That is about being able to have movement and respond to the sacred impulse when it comes to you in a way that is very ethical, with a lot of foresight. He jumps on top of his horse. You know, he's got his saddlebags are packed. He's ready. And he just stands at the ready, Spirit says. And when the impulse comes to him, he rides straight into the mystery. And that's what we see in the background of the card. It looks a little like twilight. Okay, Spirit's talking about the sky and the universe. So, more discussion about riding off into the mystical realm. On the soul part of your journey, going deeper into the next phase of what your soul wants to develop as a result of incarnating here for this journey. All right. So, next to that, an adventure. And last month we talked about that. This is the adventure of skill. And given the fact that the first card, the light and the theme of this reading from Spirit, is the Augury, a prophecy about new skills. Now you are being given the energy and Spirit's talking about the impulse of the warrior of skill. That impulse is to go on this new adventure that's going to unfold in 2018. I'm sorry about the light reflecting from the windows. The sun's starting to set here. So this little mouse has a lot of power. It is well fed. It is secure. It stands in a similar place as the warrior of skill. See that blue sky behind it? A little bit mystical. This is at the adventure of skill as a numeral 7, if you will, well advanced. Spirit saying, you're doing a great job, Aquarius. Last month was pretty dicey. There was a lot of energy there that you had to come through, and the notation of what you have been through as a spirit actor in a human form. And now the next part of your journey, the purpose for all of that was to have this new adventure. As the warrior of skill, a prophecy about your ability to respond to sacred impulse and go on a journey, an adventure. And the way in which you go on that adventure is also a warrior card. That is the beautiful warrior of art. This is a phenomenal transition. And I'm fighting with myself in the background. As I always say, I could talk for hours, but I'm trying really hard to get back to my 30-minute format. So here's the warrior of art, having emerged from the passage tome. A little bit more notation from Spirit about morphing into this form. And last month, let me toggle back. Last month in February, look at the outcome card. That is about transformation and shift. Having looked in and been through the sacred cauldron of healing, the renewer of your devotion. The outcome of that reading was about standing on a new shore, transitioning into a new way of living. That is the revelation of knowledge, that beautiful stag. And here you stand in the month of March in this way. The warrior of art also has a lot of energy, a lot of magic, if you will, in his hands. He has been awakened. He's had, Spirit's talking a lot the last 2 months about Kundalini awakening. All right? It is about your crown chakra opening and your ability to receive and transmit the knowledge that comes to you and the knowledge that lives inside of you as a spirit being. Because you have had this amazing shift and transition. You have come through the sacred cauldron of renewal. You have come through your passage journey. And you return here standing in this beautiful place for this next phase. The outcome card, another prophecy. This is beautiful feminine energy. Standing next to the augury of skill. So a new beginning. More notation about the blending of male and female energy, the yin and yang, the way the energy has to flow in order for that which is meant to come forward, to shift and grow and change and evolve. So beautiful male and female energy. And it's interesting, Spirit's talking to me about the flow. Okay, I'm getting a request to talk about the flow of the reading. So let me toggle back. There's a flow of energy through this reading. If you look at the way the transition has come, and it has to do with being deeply in your new place, coming through this rite of passage, being able to actualize and understand yourself, to have these moments of quiet. Spirit's talking about quiet destiny. And if you look at the Spirit cards on the top row, it is a very quiet, very sort of mystical journey into the twilight zone, Spirit says, into the mystery. Spirit's using that word this month for some reason. Going deep into the mystery, coming out of that cauldron. So look for just a moment at the center column of cards. There is a warrior who has been renewed. He has regained some part of himself. He stands in a new transition. He's come through a rite of passage. And above on the spirit realm, that brings a new adventure. The adventure of the skill of that which is being developed within you. As a warrior who has been transformed into the warrior of art. And that having been completed, there is an augury, a prophecy about the flow of this energy that's being developed this month going forward into 2018. And as you know, if you've been following along, Spirit's been talking about that a lot. Take your time with these cards. Trust yourself when you look into each row and each column. So let's just wrap it up by taking a look at the center row of cards and how they relate to each other and what they are indicating. So in this moment, in March, you just stand. The judgment of battle, assimilating what has come before, and your ability to know yourself in this new way, victorious, able to understand your power, even when facing things that seem much greater than you, when the odds seem impossible. It brings this moment of victory and renewal and transformation. In order to have compassion for all beings, that's part of the notation in the renewer of devotion. And you gaze into that sacred cauldron of healing. And what lies on the other side is a double prophecy about the augury of skill and the augury of art, and the blending of that energy, both from the male and female, and understanding what it is when your energy is allowed to flow in the manner that it is meant to. It brings you to a new beginning. And I love that the outcome card is the augury of art, this beautiful goddess. It's all about manifesting that which you want in an artful way, bringing forward, again, the cauldron, bringing forward what is meant to come from that place, and, beautifully sitting on the earth. The initial card that indicates you is about being in the mystical realm. There's the cauldron. You are flowing in and out of these two realms this month. And you are going to take some rest and have some quiet time, understanding the new foundation and the adventure that comes to you because of the flow of your transition and your destiny. And we see this notation of the sacred cauldron, both in the mystical realm, standing next to this prophecy, the outcome, the augury of art, the cauldron here on the earth, on a body of water. So Spirit's chattering on about the representation of the same, Spirit saying the same place in two places at once, right? The spirit realm connected to the earthly realm and the flow of that energy in a yin-yang pattern kind of way. That's what you are going to be understanding. So there's a prophecy having to do with what's coming next month. I'm already very eager to see what it'll be. I'm going to leave you with the cards, Aquarius. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate the love and support that comes to me as I continue to develop on my own journey. Like you, I have a lot of bumps in the road. I'm looking forward to hearing anything that comes to you when you gaze into these cards. If you feel inclined, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the thread of discussion below the video. The website address will be in the information box below the video. And I'm going to do my best. I'm not sure I'm going to have time. I'm going to do my best to add a card that'll pop up that you can click on to go straight to the website. All right. Thanks for being here with me. I appreciate your companionship. Have a wonderful month.